What's up, people? Thanks for clicking on this video. I'm going to try to do what this movie did and make this quick. Mercy, new film starring Chris Pratt and Rebecca Ferguson, takes place in the near future. And if you've seen the trailer, you may have gotten some Minority Report vibes. I know I did. Because, future technology that's supposed to be flawless in stopping crime and making us safer turns out it's actually not so flawless and might actually be more dangerous and do more harm than good. So yeah, definitely got the Minority Report vibes, but this movie does not do it as well. Though I did enjoy it. So for those of you who have not seen the trailer, in this world, there's something called the Mercy System. It's been enacted in Los Angeles, right? And basically the way it works, a criminal is put in front of an AI judge. This AI judge then gives the criminal 90 minutes to prove their innocence. If the criminal is not able to prove their innocence in the 90-minute span, they are immediately executed. It is supposed to reduce trial length, make justice swift, and make the streets safer for everyone. Right? That's the spiel that they give you. The defendant, for their part, they have access to everything this AI judge has access to. And this AI judge is all knowing and all seeing. It is connected to the cloud. And by mandate, every electronic device in the city has to be connected to the cloud. So, dash cams, police dash cams on their vehicles, police body cams, cell phones, bird watching videos you may have set up in your backyard, anything that is connected to the internet this has access to. So the defendant can say, hey, show me the camera feed at 10 a.m. on this day. Let's see if there's another suspect. Or, hey, show me the police file. Let me see what the police found here. Or, hey, take me back into the living room. Use the webcam, from the laptop and show me what happened in the living room on that day. So you have access to all this stuff. And if in 90 minutes you can prove that you're innocent, it will let you go. Otherwise, like I said, you're going to die. That's the basic synopsis. The latest person in this situation is Chris Pratt's character, a detective who actually helped set up this mercy system. And he has been accused of killing his wife. If he cannot prove that he has not killed his wife to the AI judge played by Rebecca Ferguson, then he's going to die in 90 minutes. Now, all of that is explained right at the beginning. The film, it does actually a pretty good job of starting off with this huge propaganda commercial that tells us all the exposition we need to know about this mercy system. And then it starts with Chris Pratt in the chair, and we learn about why he's there. So I do appreciate that. But, as I'm watching this, there's just one major thing I can't get out of my head, and it was distracting me the whole movie. That leads me to my biggest sour. I do not believe that this system can exist. Not because of any technological limitation. I don't believe people would accept a system like this when it is so clearly flawed. There are so many times I'm watching where I'm like, I feel like as a supercomputer, you should have figured this out faster. You should have been smarter. There's evidence that's circumstantial, but it doesn't seem to realize it's circumstantial. But you, as the audience member, are like, well, hold on, wait a minute, you can't use that as actual proof. Or, there's a person that, you're like, well, this person's interesting. Why aren't you talking to them? And by the time the AI computer, catches up and does all this, that's when it's like, oh, okay, well, maybe you're not as guilty as I thought, right? And it's just weird to watch that me with my human brain, I'm picking stuff up faster than this supercomputer. Literally, Chris Pratt, he's a detective, and he's walking through the evidence to try to, prove his innocence. And every single thing he finds, like I said, he's using the feeds that the AI computer has access to. And I'm just sitting there, looking at Rebecca Ferguson as, this AI judge, and I'm like, he shouldn't have had to do this. You have access to everything he just saw. Why didn't you figure this out yourself? So that whole thing of the computer just not being that smart was bothering me. Also, a major flaw I see in this, Chris Pratt they say he's the 19th person to go through this system. He's a detective. So he literally has a entire SWAT team, a partner, just so many resources he can call to have boots on the ground to go investigate this crime for him, literally chase suspects, chase down leads, look at evidence, all this stuff. And I'm just like, okay, that's cool. He can do that because he's a cop. What about the other 18 people before him who weren't cops? What what was their recourse? AI judge. How were you helping them? Like, they don't have cop friends they can call to do all this. So again, that was also bothering me because I'm like, this system couldn't work this way, like, if you're not a cop. So I'm not getting how it's fair for the other 18 people. Like, it was actually a huge distraction for me because I'm sitting there in this movie and I'm just like, bruh, I'm sorry, I don't buy this. I don't buy that this world exists. Like, there's no way regular people would see this happening and be like, you know what? I believe in this system, because you just can't. Not when it's this flawed. Outside of that, I didn't really care for the last, let's say, 10 minutes of the movie. It turned from like a murder mystery into an action movie, which in not that great of action, was kind of cheesy action, to be honest with you. And the way it ended was kind of abrupt for me. So I wasn't a big fan of that. I wanted a little bit more resolution. And real quick, this isn't really a major dislike, but this movie is really predictable. There's, I guess, two quote unquote twists that happen. One, you're going to see like 45 minutes before the movie ends. You're going to be like, well, this is obviously what's going to happen. The other one, you're not really going to see until like that plot starts to develop in the third act. Literally, the moment it starts to develop, when a character starts acting kind of weird, you're like, I see exactly where this is going and what happens. So the script was pretty predictable. Now, as for what I did like, I really, really like Chris Pratt and Rebecca Ferguson. I thought I mean, obviously, they're the ones we see the most. They carry the movie. Rebecca Ferguson, especially, she was a great judge. Now, I'm really not sure if this was meant to be like an anti AI movie or even like a pro AI movie, like, hey, they can learn to help us. But her as the AI judge, I really liked her character, like the little bit of development she did get. Because, when she's called, people are like, oh, you're not doing anything to help me. You're just a killing machine. She's not real, so she doesn't really have emotions, but you can see in her face, or I guess the face she's generated, like there's certain gestures she makes that make it seem like she doesn't really like what she's hearing. She really, really helps out Chris Pratt, Detective Raven, in this movie, like way more than you think a judge would. Even when she's like, you know what, it looks like you're guilty. She's like, but we need to. You've gone down a path that's interesting. Let's see where it leads. And I like that their little back and forth. Kind of they developed a relationship. And then for his part, Chris Pratt again, he was fine. I liked him investigating. I liked seeing the investigation happen, figuring out the mystery, seeing all the different people that tied into it, and seeing him unravel the threads and figure out why his wife was killed. They also tried to add some depth to his character where he's like a recovering alcoholic because he went through some trauma. I don't feel that really added anything at all. It didn't take away, but it didn't add anything. It was just more of a meh to me. And also, now that I think about it, Rebecca Ferguson's character, like I said, she basically has access to all these feeds and she presents it in augmented reality. So it's like interactive, right? So he's in a room and she brings the scene that he requests to him so he can literally look around, right? There are a lot of scenes that had nothing to do with the case. Like a lot of scenes with his past. I guess that's for us, the audience. But I'm sitting there thinking, like, why are you showing us, his AA meetings? We don't care about this. This has nothing to do with the case. So I know I'm supposed to be in my suites, but they're just things popping up in my head that I'm remembering now. One thing I will say that's really impressive, these interactive environments, when it comes to augmented reality, they look really good. Like the CG in this movie looks really good. I can imagine this movie would look amazing in 3D, which is not something I normally recommend. But if you're going to watch it and you have a 3D theater, I would recommend watching it in 3D. I think it actually would be worth it. Like, the effects look really, really good. But yeah, man, this right here is even taking longer than I wanted it to. Like, I'm not going to spend too much longer talking about this. It's an hour and a half movie. It entertained me. It's not the greatest thing ever. I'll watch it when it comes to streaming, and I think you should catch it on a matinee. This is a 3 out of 5. Let me know what you think about it when you watch it. I appreciate you guys, and until next time, I'm out.